Hi, I'm Dr. Jim.
And I'm Dr. Janine.
Thanks for joining us today. We're going to be talking about something kind of interesting. Actually, it's something we've talked about quite a bit in the past. That's oxidized LDL.
Right. A lot of people have never heard of oxidized LDL because it's very rarely checked that we see routinely in medicine. Now, there's research going back into the 60s and 70s on oxidized LDL because it's been out for a while. Like we've talked about before, they know that all the cholesterol that's in plaque is oxidized. So you can have normal cholesterol, but if it's all oxidized, you still may be at risk. But really what we're talking about today is, what else are you at risk for? If you have oxidized LDL, what else does that tell you?
Well, it's not good. The key takeaway is if you have high oxidized LDL, it's not a good thing. And we've talked about oxidized LDL in relationship to cardiovascular health. And one of the biggest reasons is oxidized LDL is damaged. So it's not good. Now, that damage, oxidized LDL, can actually do damage to even things like your DNA. So other cells can be damaged from oxidized LDL.
We know one of the big things that they've been linking it to in research is cancer. So different forms of cancer, whether it be colon cancer, breast cancer, ovarian cancer. I've seen quite a few studies on different types of cancer, just showing the oxidation itself, because oxidation is free radicals, and free radical damage has always been linked with cancer risk. And when you look at almost everything that lowers an oxidized LDL, it all is cancer prevention.
Right.
So when you start looking at berberine, you start looking at green tea max, resveratrol, quercetin, curcumin, they're all cancer preventions, but they all lower oxidized LDL. So wouldn't it be important to know what your oxidized LDL is, even if you don't have cardiac risk?
And here's something else to think about that oxidized LDL. Let's say, for instance, God forbid, maybe you've been told you do have cancer. You should really look at your oxidized LDL, because there's been a lot of research that points to oxidized LDL increasing the chances for metastasis, which is spreading. We don't want that. If you've got a cancer somewhere and it's located, we got it isolated, that's one thing. When it starts spreading, totally different. And it's all been linked back to oxidized LDL. Very important test, not done very much.
What we do every day with every condition is we try to prevent. The whole thing is prevention. So it is important for everyone to know their oxidized LDL, because if it is really high, you need to be doing things to lower it. And it won't just be lowering your cardiac risk, it can be lowering all your risks together. So that is something we want to just tell people, get food for thought, so you can actually think about what might be good for your health and what you might need to do, because when it comes to testing, your healthy you every year is definitely inadequate. There are things to bring it down. It's different. It would be different if you couldn't do anything about it if you had it, but you can. So if you know you have a high oxidized LDL, you definitely can take things to decrease it.
You sure can. It's a valuable enough test that we do it a lot.
We do it a lot.
A lot of different panels.
And of course, we do it on ourselves at least once or twice a year.
Usually twice or more.
Usually twice, yeah.
We're pretty fanatical about that, because we want to know if there's something going on and we've got this high oxidative stress that's enough to damage our LDL. Yeah, we got to do something about that. There's no doubt about it. So good takeaway is, if you haven't had it done, check with us. We may be able to do it for you depending on where you live and so on. But it's something that needs to be done. Ask your primary care, whoever's taking care of you, check my oxidized LDL.
People don't think about oxidation being also how you prepare your food, but that plays a big role in oxidative stress. Overcooking, high temperature, seed oils, all makes a difference. Microwaves are really bad for oxidation. Even, unfortunately, because I do this myself, freezing food can also oxidize it. So there is a lot of things to look at. Now, if your oxidized LDL is good, then you're doing enough to keep it down. That's great, but you need to know it. And because you can make dietary changes, you can actually make cooking changes. You can actually do things a little bit different, and it might make a huge difference in your health.
I'm sure it will. Okay, thank you for stopping by. Hopefully you're going to be a little bit healthier for this little information.